Hi everyone, this is Farah. So today I just want to do a sit down video on some thoughts I've been having about a new luxury purchase. So this year, something that's on my wish list is to get a Chanel bag. I do not own a Chanel handbag, and I've decided that, I really want to kind of put some thought and research and kind of go on a hunt for my first Chanel bag. So I thought I would just talk with you guys about the kind of things that I'm wanting in my Chanel bag. My budget, the style, the kind of things that I would really like to have. So I'm just gonna go for it. So hopefully you guys stick around, and if you like this type of video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. So Chanel is one of those fashion houses which we know the prices have been increasing a lot recently. However, it's also one of those classic, timeless styles that have just been here for decades, and I just feel like it's kind of like a milestone in anybody who loves fashion and loves luxury to kind of achieve, items from there or a handbag from there. Of course, none of this is necessary, we all know this, but I think when we in this community have this love for handbags and fashion, Chanel is definitely one of those fashion houses that we turn to, and it's a classic. So that's the nice thing about it. So when I think about Chanel handbags, of course, the number one bag that comes to mind is the Chanel classic double flap. They come in, many different sizes: jumbo, medium, small, the minis, the square rectangles. I mean, we're all kind of familiar with them. Nowadays, they have them with like the handles, and then they kind of have where they might come in single flaps or the double flap. So of course, I would love to have a classic black, probably lambskin, caviar or lambskin, but lambskin would be, if I could have any Chanel bag I wanted, it would be a black, medium, gold hardware, lambskin double flap handbag, because I think that's the most classic. And I have kind of been at that point in my handbag journey where I'm really trying to get really classic bags and ones that are timeless that I know I'm going to turn to time. And it is a bag that I want to say that everyone has, but from everything that I've looked at, it seems like everybody really cherishes that bag. Now, those bags right now are crazy priced. At the store, I think they're like anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 something, or on the resale from what I've looked, way out of my budget. And I just wouldn't feel comfortable at this point in my life to have a bag of that kind of value, just because then I would never take it out. It would just sit in the house, not used, because I would be too nervous to take it out. Maybe in the future this would change, but for right now, I just am not there yet with, spending that type of money on a handbag. But I still like to, still want to add a Chanel bag to my collection. So I kind of am trying to be creative of how I can make that happen without spending, exorbitant amount of money for me at this time. So when I really think about why I love the Chanel classic flap, or the double flap, really it's because it has a lot of these classic features. So I love the turn lock. I love the CCs. I love the straps that are leather within the hardware. I love the gold. I love the quilting in the back. The back pocket is nice. The fact that you can make it, double strap, shorten it like a short crossbody or a short like single strap. That's also nice. I do like the structure of it as well, and that although it can be worn both casually, it can also be worn at night. So I love the versatility of it. So in this journey to find a Chanel handbag this year, which hopefully will, become a dream come true, I decided that the couple things that I am not willing to deviate from, if I can help it, is a couple things. So number one is quilting. I really want a bag that has quilted detail to it, because I think that's just so classic Chanel to have the quilting. So that is one thing I really want in my handbag, is to have quilting. Number two is that I do want the CC turn lock. I really like that, and I'm not somebody who's really big on designer logos, but because this is my first Chanel bag, I know that if I don't get that, I'm gonna regret it. I think, you know, it's kind of like my entryway into having a Chanel handbag. So I really think I want some sort of label on it. Nothing crazy, but just that like classic detail of the CC on the turn lock. I would love that. I also just think it's like quintessential Chanel to have the straps be kind of that thin strap with the leather weaving through it. So that would be, you know, my number three thing. So quilting, the Chanel turn lock, and then the leather strap. I would like it to also have where the strap is adjustable, to where it can be worn a few different ways. That would also be my preference. And lastly, number fifth thing is for it to have a color that is neutral enough to go with, you know, many different outfits. So that color could be a couple different colors, you know. Of course, black is the basic, but then it's also, I think, to have like, you know, a beige or a gray, or like a more neutral blue, or even like kind of like those dusky pinks. And you know, there's some colors that it's hard to describe until I see it, I think, but where it can go with a lot in my wardrobe. So, and even reds, there's some reds that I definitely love and would wear. So I'm kind of open to the color. I think it really depends. But as far as the style goes, I would like it to kind of be similar to a classic flap style, but it doesn't have to be, because I'm not sure if I would find a classic flap at my price point. Which, speaking of price point, I have a lot of luxury handbags, but I really try to not either, you know, stay around the $1,000 mark. I know that sounds crazy, and you guys are gonna be like, how are you gonna find that? I'm open to the pre-loved market, obviously, and I'm also open to vintage. So I'm hoping through that I will be able to find something there. This would probably be on the higher end of what I've paying for a luxury handbag, but I think, of course, it's Chanel, so you know, I've stayed up for it. I'm not, you know, like putting myself in debt, obviously, for this, but it's the amount, not so much that I can afford, it's so much more the amount that I would feel comfortable to spend and wear. Because if for some reason I lost the handbag, it got stolen, it got damaged, you know, whatever, if it was like an $8,000 handbag, I would feel terrible. Like I would feel sick to my stomach. But if it's like around the $1,000 mark, you know, would love it. If it's less, I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. But like 1,000, 1,500 maximum, you're like 2,500. But hopefully even less than that. Then I think I would feel comfortable to wear it, just because I'm not so worried about it. You know, I take care of my handbags, but I don't love to baby my bags to the point where they're just sitting like, you know, in a shelf, never being moved. So I think this would allow me to do that. So these are all the things I've come up with, really thinking hard about, you know, what I'm okay with. So I have my price point, I have the features I'd like. Now I just have to go for it and start looking. When I was doing research on the different Chanel bags, of course, you know, we know the classic flaps that I've kind of been talking about, but then there's a lot of other styles I saw that were more like seasonal type bags, or were just really certain time periods that may no longer be in existence in stores now. But there's a couple ones that I saw. So for example, there's the Chanel Easy bag, which it looks very similar to a classic flap, but then it's got like a zip on there, but it's got all the other things, the quilting, the turn lock, the strap, it's adjustable. And then I saw another one which is called the chic quilt, which is also very similar. It's got the same features, but it's got a little bit more like pleating, it's a little bit more relaxed looking, and both the Easy and the chic quilt are single flap bags. The sheet quilt doesn't have a zip, but I actually like zip, so if there was a zip to the bag, I wouldn't be opposed to that by any means. I think it kind of makes things secure, so I'm open to that. So I think in looking, there's some styles that I've just seen where they mimic the look of the classic styles without actually being that. And I just didn't know that until I did the research, so I realized I'm open to that. Of course, open to a classic flap, to a mini. The boy bags are nice. I'm not too keen on getting that as my first Chanel, just because I don't think that's so much more my style. I want something a little bit more girly and classic, and the boy bags are a little bit more rough and edgy in my opinion. So that I'm not looking so much into. Of course, nowadays they have the Coco handle, the trendy, which, oh my goodness, those are beautiful bags, but I think even on the pre-loved market, those are probably above my budget. And because they have those extra handles, I don't think in the long run they would be like that classic style that I'm looking for. So I guess all this to say that I'm now going to start this journey this year to see if I can find a Chanel bag that I like, and I'm just going to have fun, and it's going to be stress-free, easy, just looking. I like to look on like the Real, Fashion File, Poshmark. I haven't done eBay so much. I just haven't had that experience, so that one makes me a little bit more nervous about the authentication process. But say I'm not opposed to those, or Best Year Collective is another one, Yogi's Closet. So I've kind of looked around on some of these, just more for fun. I haven't found anything yet that's just like sparked my interest, but hopefully I will. And I will keep you guys updated. Of course, if I find something, you guys will be the first to know, because I'm sure I will share it on here. But I just kind of want to go through my thoughts, because I'm curious to know, for those of you who do have a Chanel handbag, and when you got your first Chanel handbag, what was going through your mind? What were the qualities that you were looking for, or the price point that you considered, or the colors? And did you have a lot of thought behind it, or was it more spontaneous? Because I feel like I'm definitely kind of sitting here thinking about it, and who knows what comes up and what I might do. I don't know. But I'm trying to be very mindful of this purchase, because I want it to be something where once I get it, I'm very excited about it, and the excitement of just the search and the research and the hunt for it is fun, but then also getting it and using it is fun, because then I remember all the work that went into that. So I'm trying to kind of just document this. I know it's so silly, but it's fun, for those of us who shop for handbags and love the fashion, this is fun. It's fun to do. So yes, I kind of wanted to just let you guys know my thought process about it, because I'm very excited to make that on my wish list, and hopefully have my first ever Chanel handbag. That would just be amazing. So I will keep you guys updated, but please comment below, for if you have a Chanel handbag, what were your thoughts when you first got it? And if you don't, what are the things that you are just have to have in your first Chanel bag? Just because if I were to change anything that I thought, sometimes when I look at the comments, you guys are the ones who kind of educate me through what you've learned on things that maybe I should consider. But for now, like I mentioned, the things that I'm thinking are gold hardware, quilting, the CC turn lock, the chain leather strap that's adjustable, and a wearable color. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to find something, but excited to go on this search, and I will keep you guys updated. Thank you so much for sitting down and watching this video. I hope you will subscribe and come back to see more videos, and I hope you will give this video a thumbs up if you loved it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.